Hi, this is Anna, and this is going to be part one of my January 2017 books. And this entire part will be devoted to books I have purchased from a Russian website, so they're going to be books published in Russian. If they are translated into English, I will let you know, because some of them are, but some of them are not. So without further ado, there is a massive pile which is about to crumble and hit me somewhere. Right, I'm gonna start with The Beowulf and the Song of Nibelungus, which I have purchased in Russian. You must say, well, why do you need The Beowulf published in Russian? Well, I'm not, but it's just a small part of the book. The rest of the book is translation from the old German, The Song of the Nibelung, Песня Nibelungах on Russian, and it is one of the best translations from what I've heard. It's a very nicely rhymed translation, which I like in poetry. So this is book number one. Have also purchased this. This is Ludmila Ulitskaya, and what she's done, she talked to lots of people about their childhood in 1945 to 1953, and she compiled all of those little vignettes, all of the little interviews into this book. So it has lots and lots of different authors. Ludmila Ulitskaya is one of the most prominent Russian authors. She lives in Israel. She's, I believe, in her 60s or late 50s, and she has won the Russian version of the Booker Prize, so the literature written in Russian. She has been nominated multiple times, and I think she won at least once, if not twice. I really like her writing style. Her language is just really atmospheric, and it's a proper Russian, so it has not been corrupted with the modern slang. And in this book, the division goes into different parts. So you get to talk about how people lived in those communal flats, how people tried to purchase clothes, what did they actually eat in their childhood, what did they drink, how did they play, like what were the games for the children, did they have any pets, how did the school function. She has some interviews of people who actually went to the child institution because they were orphans. How did they play in the yards between the different flat buildings? How did the city work as a whole? How did people live in the countryside, in the village? How were the people with physical disabilities treated? It has private accounts of people whose parents, whose fathers came back from World War II, and they were captured during World War II, so they were prisoners of war, and when they came back they were treated really badly as well, so it talks about that. What were people afraid of? A little bit about Stalin, and some of their biographies and letters. So this is an anthology, this is a collection of people's accounts of their childhood, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. The next two books were written by a Soviet author who was quite liked by Stalin. He won his award for literature. This is a very old edition, it's obviously second-hand, and Vladimir Alexandrovich Solovyov was never translated into English, and I'm interested to see this is a collection of his short stories in one volume. I think volume 2 deals with two of his longer works, but the reason I purchased this is because I've seen references to his writing on religion in the book called The Holy Rus, so I would like to see more. Same source, The Holy Rus, the author guided me towards reading Nikolai Berdyaev. All of his work is translated into English and into French because he has published in London, but those are his obviously in books in Russian language, and it is a collection of his essays, so it's a collection published previously in English, but he's written them in Russian, so it's like his own translation. He spoke multiple languages, and he is basically a philosopher. He talks about the impact of Russian religion and the conflict between the Russian religion and the Soviets. So obviously this is a continuation from the Holy Rus, and those works were highly recommended by the author, by John P. Burgess. Next 3 books have not been published into English, and this is Narine Abgaryan and her works Manyunya. Where is the first one? This is 3 books. My mom has not read all 3. She says the first and the last are the best. This is the one I've read, and this is in my top 10 books of last year. It's absolutely hilarious. Like, I've cried from laughter. So now I have collected all 3. And to be honest, I don't want to read the other 2 because I know once I read them there will be nothing for me to read, and I absolutely loved her writing. So yeah, those 3 books. 2 more books by Narine Abgaryan, but this time this is sort of more adult. This is her collection of short stories called Zulali, and I've read it last year and I gave it 4 to 5 stars, or 4.5 out of 5. I really liked it. And then I also got her book by the same publisher called Люди, которые всегда со мной, or People Who Are Always With Me, and I have not read this one. I would like to collect all of her works, and I would like all of the works be done by the same publisher. So I'm going to Russia fairly soon in February, and I'm just gonna hit those bookstores because I love her writing. She should be translated into English. If anyone is watching this channel who has something to do with translations, please translate Narine Abgaryan. She will be really appreciated by the English speaking community. Booktubers. The next 2 books have been translated into English, and if you've seen the new Vintage Russian Classics, that is one of those books, but published as 2 volumes. Originally it was done as 2 volumes. This is Life and Fate. Beautifully done. Vasily Grossman. This is Life and Fate, and this is a continuation called За правое дело, which I don't think has been translated into English. I might be wrong. If it was, I will include pictures. And this is the very old edition I managed to find. This was published in 1980. Yes, in 1980. And I was looking for it for a while, and I managed to purchase this because I would love to read Life and Fate as soon as possible, and I would obviously like to read it in Russian. And then finally it's this massive book. I don't even know how to class this. I came across this on the Russian books channel, and it's a used copy, and it has a tiny number of books published in 2015. I'm trying to see how many have been published all together, because usually they tell, but they don't tell you. They usually publish something like 2,000 books in a run maximum. And this is written by Oksana Dvornichenko, who is a documentary director, movie director, and she also writes quite biographical prose. And the premise of this book is that she came across the box of letters and some little trinkets saved from the Soviet period. And she spent forever going through the private journals, the pictures, has like tickets saved from the going to the cinema, tickets saved from traveling on the tram in Moscow. So she collected all of this, and she decided to write a story. So she publishes all those letters, private pictures which she found in that box, tells you about the life, everything she managed to find in the archives about that family. So it is a bit of an anthology of living in the Soviet Union. Like, this is the New Year card. I don't know, I haven't read it yet, but this is sort of a new thing that is in Russia. There's several publishers who look at publishing private journals and writing done by ordinary people in the Soviet Union. It has lots of photographs. It's a very large format. It's a bit like a memoir. And I only had 2 of them available on the website, and this one was used, so I grabbed it. I've never heard about this particular publisher. It's called Новый Chronograph. but I hope I like it. I have very high hopes for this one. So yeah, that's it. That's my part 1. I got a lot of books in December, guys. A lot of it were Christmas presents. This entire one I've shown you today, that was my Christmas present to myself. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.